Hey guys, it's Leo, and today is May 24th, a very special day for me and for all of the Spice fans all around the world. Today is the day that the Spice Girls kicked their Spice World 2019 tour. I was very excited for the Spice Girls comeback. My mind was blowing and I was so anticipating it, and after seeing all the news and all of the info about the show and all the videos and pictures, I just wanted to cry because I felt really emotional. Not only the nostalgia kicked in, but the Spice Girls, they have like a very important place in my life and they just represent too much. So basically, this is a very different video from what I usually do. I just want to talk a little bit about me, my experience with the Spice Girls, and what I saw from this show. And my first impressions, about the set list, the costumes, their voices, and everything. First of all, I just want to say that, as you guys know, I'm Brazilian, but for the first time in my life, I'm going to Europe, I'm going to London, and I am going to see the Spice Girls in Wembley Stadium. This is going to be I don't know, probably one of the most important moments of my life, because the Spice Girls, they represent so much, and seeing them live, it's one of the biggest dreams coming true, because after a while I stopped believing that I could actually go to see a Spice Girls show one day, because they stopped doing things as a group and everything, and it's been a while. It's been 11-12 years that they did their last tour, and after the 2007 tour, I think that the fans as a whole, they were all very disappointed with that tour, the Return of the Spice Girls tour. It was very boring. It was lackluster, but we all got very excited when the 2019 tour was announced, even without Victoria. So for me, it was okay, this is their second chance, probably the last chance to do things right. And after what I saw today on the internet with pictures and videos, I think they hit the jackpot. But before talking about my impressions of the show, I just want to share with you some Spice Girls things that I have when I was a child. Just look at this notebook I have. Is it missing Jerry? It's missing Jerry because I think that when I did this, Jerry wasn't in the group anymore, and I was angry because of that, and I didn't want to include her. But I did this with most of my notebooks when I was a child. I don't even know why I have this, but I'm happy, reliving some memories. And I used to do this with everything I had at the time. I had so many magazines and pictures of the Spice Girls, and I used to include Spice Girls in every single thing. I also have a big collection of CDs, singles, solo CDs and everything, but I just want to show this to you. It's the big portfolio of my Spice Girls stuff. We used to do this a lot in Brazil in the 90s. The 90s kids will probably know, we used to save things that we had in stuff like this. Oh, it's falling apart. It's so old. I was a teenager at the time. There was the Spice Girls websites, magazines about them. Every time I saw something about them in a magazine, I told my mom, you have to get that magazine for me because there's a little bit of Spice Girls in it. And I remember that when my mom used to go to the hairdresser and there were magazines there, when I was reading them while she was waiting for her turn, and there was something about the Spice Girls, I would rip the paper apart and save that in my pocket. I would sneak that. And I just have so many stuff, and it just brings so many memories. It was so nice, collecting all of those things about them. It's just so I don't even know how to explain it. I have the greatest memories with the Spice Girls because at the time I was becoming a teenager. I was a kid. The Spice Girls started in 96. In 96, I was 9 years old. But I think I became a fan in 97. So I was 10. So I was growing up. I was a preteen. I was a kid, basically. But I already knew who I was and what I liked. I loved feminine things. I loved girl power. And then the Spice Girls, they embodied that. And for a kid like me, who suffered lots of bullying because of the way I am, They were a safe place. You know, they were something that I could count on. They were something that I could look and say, I feel like I belong somewhere. So like I had the two albums, Spice and Spice World. I used to listen to them like on repeat. My mom, she got angry at me at times because I listened to the album so much that she was like, I can't listen to the song anymore. Like so many times. And you know, nowadays they're just sweet memories. And it's so nice to look back and see how my life was at the time. I had hard times, but you know, I had them. And I had some friends that liked them as well, and that we would watch the shows together. We would get like things and, you know, pretend we were singing the shows. I was always Victoria, but as we were three friends, we would divide the girls, and I was Victoria and Jerry. You know, everything about just remembering how things went and how they were part of my life is so nice. And then I kept on following them with their third album Forever, and then I followed their solo careers. I still follow them nowadays. And when they came back with the 2007 tour, it was very disappointing. The tour itself was very disappointing. They came up with Headlines, which is honestly a bad song. I tried to defend it at the time, but honestly, it's not a good song at all. And then we come back to 2019 with this big tour without Victoria, who was my favorite. I'm still butthurt about it, but I am living the moment because this tour, wow. Like I saw the videos, I saw the pictures and everything. I just love it. And the first thing that really caught my attention was the set list. When they came back in 2007, the group was full with 5 girls, and they basically sang all the hits. They included the Ladies of Vamp, and I think that was it, like from the songs that weren't hits. That was it. They sang If You Can Dance a Little Bit, and that was all. They did some covers, and they did solo songs as well. So that was it. In this show, they brought so much of the Spice world we want to see. Like there are so many great songs in the set list that aren't singles, that weren't singles, but they were hits, they were parts of our lives. Like they almost sang their first 2 albums. Like they almost sang it all. They kept some obscure songs out, like Last Time Lover, which is totally understandable. They kept Naked out. Naked was a very epic song in shows for the Spice Girls, but I do understand why they're not here in this show. And from the second album, unfortunately, they took out some of my favorite songs, which are Saturday Night Divas and Denying, but I do also understand why they didn't include those songs because they are very obscure in, at least in their shows. Because like from the shows that we have and we lived with their memories, which are Istanbul and Wembley, and even Earl's Court, those songs are not present. I mean, Saturday Night Divas was present in the Istanbul show, but that was it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was in the Wembley show. But I was so happy, and I do understand that they kept Forever almost out of everything. Like they kept Holler, Let Love Lead the Way, and Goodbye, which were the singles. I do understand why they didn't sing anything else, because nothing else in that album is actually memorable for the Spice Girls story. But I do love some songs from Forever. Like I would love to see Weekend Love live, Weekend Love being performed live, Tell Me Why performed live. I would love to see both songs being performed, but I do understand why they weren't included. And Headlines was also out. Headlines was a single. Headlines had a video, and it was out. Like, this one is a song that I do understand. I totally understand why. Even though it was a single, even though they performed it, they promoted it in 2007, I do understand why. This song has no spice at all. It's not a real Spice Girls song. It's lackluster, it's boring, and I'm glad they didn't include it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad. And I'm glad they sang songs like Something Kind of Funny, Love Thing, which is my favorite song, No Cabaret for Too Much, like they did in 2007, even though I liked that version. Too Much and Love Thing are my both favorite songs, and you know, I'm so happy that they have like so many great songs like that. And Viva Forever, the performance seems to be really beautiful. And let's talk about the stage, the colors, everything is really Spice Girls. You know, they captured the essence of the Spice Girls, and I'm just in awe after seeing the pictures. Like the costumes, they look beautiful. The girls, they look really empowered and they look like they're giving it their best. Even though Jerry, she's not Ginger Spice anymore. Jerry's more like a regal type of person nowadays. She's more like a housewife type of personality. And she doesn't have that Ginger that lived in the Spice Girls anymore. That's kind of a strange thing for fans to look at and see her like that. But there's one thing about Jerry that I have to give it to her. When she was in the Spice Girls, she had the worst voice. People talk about Victoria, but Victoria could hold a tone live. She was a great singer. And even though she didn't sing much, she was a good singer. Jerry, God. Like, she's not horrible, but out of all the five girls, she was the worst. And nowadays, she worked so much with her vocals that she can hold her own in a live show like that. And I was impressed with her vocals in this show. And I think that she really gave her all. She really brought her all in her vocal ability. And even though I miss the Ginger Spice that we had back then, I mean, it's a new Jerry and we have to accept it. It's a new Jerry and her vocals are on point. And you know, this show was live, they sang live. I was so happy to see that. The costumes were beautiful, the stage, wow. And I can't believe I'm gonna be there soon. Like, I can't believe it. You know, for me, it's a real big dream coming true. It's something very important for me, and I'm gonna be there. I am going to Wembley in London, and I'm very excited. I hope everything goes well in my trip, and the immigration scares me a little bit. People say like scary things about the immigration, but I hope everything goes well, and I can go to Wembley and, you know, fulfill this dream of my life. And, you know, I'm just very excited for this new chapter in the Spice Girls story. I love it. And I'm glad that I'm able to be part of it. Like, even now that I'm far away, I'm in Brazil, and I'm still waiting for my time, it's good to be part of it somehow. Thank you so much, Internet. Like, I've seen most of the show, and it's so good. Like, for this kind of thing, I love spoilers. I'm kind of a spoilerish person. Like, I spoil myself every time with Precure. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. I'm very happy with everything this show offered us. And, well, there's one more thing. Like, this is one of the most important things. Wannabe, they are wearing the costumes of the music video in the performance. Like, okay, glittery versions of it, but, you know, the same costumes. Come on. Come on. This is really special. This is really well thought. They really thought this through, and I'm happy with the creative, the artistic direction this show gave, and I can't wait to see it up close. Guys, I just wanted to share this little chapter of my life with you, this little moment about the Spice Girls. And if you're a Spice Girls fan, please leave a comment. Let's talk about this show. Let's talk about the epicness that is this new tour. And I'm just really, really happy. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.